This is a how to play video for Outnumbered, Improbable Heroes. Roll dice, do math, save the city. It's a cooperative game of strategy and mathematics for 1 to 6 players, ages 8 and up, and should take about 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so in this game, you have 2 different modes. You have the sidekick mode, which involves these blue background minions, and then you have the hero mode, which adds in these events, as well as Absolute Zero, our supervillain, and the minions with the purple background. So to set up the game, we are going to show you a sidekick mode. You'll place the board in the center of the table. You will put the truck carrying the infinity generator up here at the start position. You will shuffle just the blue minions into this deck and deal 5 of them here at the top, 1 in each of the columns. You will put the barricades here at the bottom. Now on the back side, there is just a single barricade, so you can lay them out flat if you don't want to bend them. But we also made it so that they will bend in half and look like a barricade down here. Now you will also shuffle the bonus power deck here, and you can see some of them. We'll go over them in just a second. And then you will give each player a hero, or they can select their heroes. And so this one is Great Divide. This one here is Multipole, and this one here is Digitizer. You have a few others over here. And then the player who has done homework most recently will take the 3 dice, deal each player 1 bonus power, and I think that is it. You are basically ready to play. Now, if you were playing a hero mode, you would also shuffle these purple minions into the blue minion deck here, the villain deck, and then you will place Absolute Zero somewhere in the bottom half. So just take the bottom half of the deck, shuffle them in there, and then put that bottom half back on the bottom. You will also shuffle this event deck, which is going to change up the gameplay a little bit and make things a little more difficult. But in the sidekick mode, we don't need that. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. Whenever this truck is on this standard circle here, you will have the hero's turn. And after each turn, after every player takes a turn, you'll move this truck down by 1 space. When it's on this space, this red explosion symbol, that is when the villains take their turn. So right now, the truck is on that white circle. The first player will take their turn. Their turn looks like this. They will roll the dice, and then they will decide what kind of math they can do with those dice. Now the players are working cooperatively. So this player right here, they can re-roll any or all of their dice. That's that superhero special power. They also have this bonus card. Now, how do you get bonus cards? You get bonus cards by defeating a villain on one of these yellow spots here. And we'll show you how that happens in just a second. But so, what can you do with these dice? You can add them together, you can multiply them, you can divide them. You can also power them up, meaning this right here is a 2, I can power it up, and I can, which is basically squaring it. So this could be a 4, I could square this 4 to be a 16, I could square that 6 to be a 36. So let's see, what kind of villains do we have out here? Ah, very nice. I could power up this to be a 36 and knock that out. I could, this is very convenient actually, I could knock out that 2 and I could knock out that 4. Or, what else could I do? I could add together this 6 and 4 to be a 10 and then knock out that 2. So there's a few different things I could do there. Now, something to think about is that this, at the end of this turn, the villains are going to move forward, and I'll show you how in just a second. But that means that this card is going to move into that spot. And if we defeat this villain here, when it's in this yellow spot, that player is going to gain a bonus card. So maybe we don't defeat this villain because we're going to get a bonus card out of that. So let's see here. Maybe we will defeat that one. Oof, that's tough. Well, let's just say, yeah, let's say we defeated these. Let's say we defeated all 3 of them, actually. So they're gone now. Now that player will pass the dice. If they wanted to, they could use their bonus card here. Play after any villain was defeated this turn to defeat another villain in the same row. We could knock out that villain over there, but he's not really causing too much harm right now. Okay, we will pass the dice to the next player. And then we move the truck forward. What happens when the truck moves forward? We move all of the villains on the board down one space. Okay, that's it. And then we deal 5 new ones into the top row. There we go. We've got the 5 new villains up there. Okay, now the next player will do the same thing. This bonus card here, they could use to defeat any of the even numbers out there. Some of the other bonus cards you'll see are things like defeat a villain that is divisible by 4, defeat one that's a prime number, or divisible by 3, an odd number, and so on. Okay, so the next player is going to do the same thing. Roll the dice. They get a 3, a 1, and a 2. Multipol's superpower here is to double a value. So you could take this 6 here, this 3 here and make it a 6. Or this could be a 2, or that could be a 4. You can also power it up first and say make that a 9, and then double that power, or double that value, to make it an 18. That could be really interesting. So we're going to continue doing this, taking turns, until one of a couple things happens. This is going to come all the way down and reach the bottom here. And at that point, no new villains will be dealt from the deck, but after every turn, the villains will advance. Okay? Or at any point, let's say the villains are advancing, and the villain here is supposed to advance from this position into the barricade. Okay, that barricade is destroyed, and it kills that villain, so that villain is dead. But now if a villain ever passes through here and needs to advance to this spot, the superheroes lose the game. Absolute Zero steals the infinity generator that is inside of this truck to use it as a weapon, and the villains win. However, if we are able to defeat the villains, the truck is able to come here, and we are to defeat the villains without them getting through the barricades, which means the first one's destroyed and another one gets through, then we win the game. And at the end, there's also some scoring. So if the infinity generator made it safely to Atomics Labs, which is the position at the very bottom there, then we will score 10 points, 3 points for each remaining barricade, and then 5 points if Absolute Zero was defeated using dice. Now that only matters in a hero game, or the hero mode. Okay, that's basically it. The only difference is that in a hero game, at the end of, when is it? At the end of the villain's turn, an event card will be pulled. Okay, so what that's going to look like is something like this. Advance all villains with odd numbers in the top row. So, this villain right here would advance. Well, that's the only one at that point. Now, if we pulled this event card, advance all villains with even numbers in the top row, this is going to get a little messy. So this villain is going to advance. This villain is going to advance. That one's not, because it's odd. This one is going to push that one forward. Okay, so now you've advanced everything, and that I should be more clear. Actually, first all of them will advance. New villains will come out into this top row here, and then all of these ones with even numbers are going to advance. So these make the game pretty brutal and pretty tough. But that is the basic how to play for Outnumbered and Improbable Heroes.